India Global.
India Global. Hello and welcome.
Join us as we travel to a land ranked among the top 5 biodiversity hotspots in the world.
A country with volcanoes and densely forested mountains, lapped on either side by the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean.
With a people, 40% of whom trace their descent to the ancient Mayans and whose awesome architecture, now World Heritage Sites, dot the landscape.
A country where jade and cardamom are plentiful.
And is as breathtakingly colorful as the toucan that flies in the skies.
Come, let's visit Guatemala.
That was the melodious marimba music of Guatemala.
The Republic of Guatemala is located in Central America, the stretch of land between Mexico and South America.
Though in a tropical zone, climate varies according to elevation in this mostly mountainous country and can even touch freezing point.
The weather is marked by rainy and dry seasons. A string of volcanoes lies along its Pacific coast.
Guatemala City, at 1,500 meters above sea level, is the capital of the country.
Introducing us to this fascinating land is India's ambassador to Guatemala, Subrata Bhattacharjee.
Called the land of eternal spring, Guatemala is known for its delightful climate and fascinating natural beauty. It has black sand beaches on the Pacific coast, white sand beaches at the Caribbean Bay, volcanoes, lakes, rainforest, and Mayan ruins. Its Mayan heritage, blending perfectly with Spanish culture, has given the country its unique cultural diversity.
Guatemala's unique geography and climate make it a top producer of agricultural produce, says Ambassador Bhattacharjee.
Thanks to its fertile land and the regular rainfall for almost 6 to 7 months in a year, plantation activity has flourished. Guatemalan coffee has globally earned a name for itself. Guatemala is a major exporter of agricultural commodities like sugarcane, banana, fruits and vegetables, and even spices like cardamom.
Guatemala also ranks on the honor rolls of the world.
A small country with a population of 14 million, Guatemala has given the world 2 Nobel laureates. Miguel Ángel Asturias Rosales got Nobel Prize in Literature in 1967. Rigoberta Menchú Tum received Nobel Prize in Peace in 1992. In 2012 London Olympics, Eric Barondo of Guatemala won a silver medal in athletics.
Diplomatic relations between India and Guatemala, though established fairly recently, are strong and have developed over time, says Ambassador Subrata Bhattacharjee.
Diplomatic relations were established in the late 70s, but bilateral exchanges have gone up substantially since the opening of the resident embassy by India in Guatemala City in 2009. Also, Guatemala has set up its resident mission in New Delhi in 2013. There have been 3 foreign minister level visits so far from Guatemala to India. Ministers of State for External Affairs of India visited Guatemala twice. A mechanism for regular Foreign Office consultations at secretary level has been established, with the first meeting taking place this year.
Guatemala is a beneficiary of India's flagship ITEC program, says Envoy Bhattacharjee.
India regularly provides training and scholarships to Guatemala. Guatemala has been an ITEC partner country since 1997.
A grandmother as an agent of change? This fact has been successfully proven. Here's Ambassador Subrata Bhattacharjee giving us a glimpse of the human face of India's Technical Assistance Program.
A unique case of 2 indigenous Guatemalan women being trained at Barefoot College of Bancar Roy as solar lantern mechanics got wide publicity in Guatemala. The 2 women speak no English and not even Spanish.
These Guatemalan grandmothers trained and went on to then assemble and maintain solar-powered lanterns and are training other villagers now. Guatemala's location on the Caribbean Sea and Pacific Ocean makes it a target for hurricanes. India has always helped in capacity building of the country and provided much needed relief during times of disaster.
India set up an IT training center in San Carlos University in Guatemala. TCS executed the project. India provided disaster relief in the form of medicine and other items on a few occasions.
The similarities in culture between India and Guatemala are fascinating, says Ambassador Subrata Bhattacharjee.
15,000 kilometers separate India and Guatemala. But what links them together? Strangely, a spice like cardamom is one such item. India and Guatemala are 2 leading producers and exporters of cardamom in the world. Common Indian food ingredients like potato and chili originally came from this part of the world. Bright, colorful costumes used by indigenous Guatemalans are very similar to colorful ethnic dresses used in North northeastern India. Guatemalans take spontaneous interest in Indian spirituality. There are many meditation centers, a Brahma Kumari temple, meditation centers run by Sai devotees. This has happened with little or no involvement of Indians. Semana Santa, or the Holy Week, is a major religious festival in Guatemala. Huge statues of main characters of Bible placed on wooden platforms are carried by devotees on their shoulders and taken out on processions on the roads. Probably reminds one of the religious processions in India. During Semana Santa, Guatemalans make flower carpets on the roads, similar to Rangoli designs.
Till a decade ago, India and Guatemala hardly traded with each other, but that has changed dramatically. Ambassador Bhattacharjee explains.
The annual bilateral trade, $50 million few years back, is now poised to reach $250 million. As many as 8 business delegations from India, representing diverse sectors, have visited Guatemala since 2012. Indian textile companies are exporting to Guatemala yarn and fabric, an essential input for Guatemalan garment producers. India has supplied machinery to many Guatemalan sugar mills that are leading exporters of sugar. India buys sugar from Guatemala whenever there is a shortfall of domestic production of sugarcane in India. India is exporting agrochemicals to Guatemala's thriving plantation sectors.
India also offers expertise, supply of boilers and their maintenance to Guatemala's sugar industry, turbines for the micro hydropower sector, and IT telecom solutions. Indian call centers provide employment to Guatemalans.
Listing exports from India that have transformed the lives of the common man in Guatemala, Envoy Bhattacharjee says,
drugs and pharmaceuticals exported by India are helping Guatemala in its efforts to provide quality healthcare for its masses. Many Indian pharmaceutical companies are marketing their products in Guatemala. Three-wheelers, commonly known here as tuk-tuks, and two-wheelers exported by India have become an affordable means of transport for many common Guatemalans. Bajaj two-wheelers and three-wheelers are being assembled in Guatemala. Additionally, TVS, Royal Enfield, Hero and Mahindra two-wheelers are being marketed. Also, Mahindra pickup trucks and one SUV model are available here.
Investment in Guatemala offers immense opportunities to Indian entrepreneurs, says Ambassador Subrata Bhattacharjee.
Indian companies have invested as much as $16 billion in Latin American countries. Indian investment in Guatemala has already begun in call center sector. Ready-made garments, pharmaceuticals, plantation can be some mutually profitable sectors. Tourism offers substantial untapped potential. Bollywood, it is on lookout for new spots. Guatemala can provide the perfect backdrop.
That wraps up our visit to Guatemala. But before we go, here's a question for you.
You might encounter Bharat Bandhu in Guatemala. What is it?
Send in your answers to indiajourneys360@gmail.com. The first 3 listeners sending in the correct answers will get a music CD from the AIR archives and a DVD from the Ministry of External Affairs. Don't forget to add your address and phone number when you mail us.
Congratulations, Stella Varghese from Uttar Pradesh, Sheetal Kadam from Maharashtra, and Suryank Gupta from New Delhi for the right answer to a question on Jordan.
Jordan India Fertilizer Company, JIFCO, is a joint venture project commissioned early this May between India's fertilizer major, IFCO, and the Jordan Phosphate Mines Company, JPMC, to produce phosphoric acid for export to India. Until next time then, goodbye.
And travel safe.